Well, hello again, mortals. Forgive me, this has been quite under the weather recently, so thankfully we're just in time for another ShoeOnHead video. This one is called The Male Loser Epidemic, so this will be a vampire reacts to The Male Loser Epidemic. Let's dive right in.
Hello again, friends. Sorry I've been
Hello.
gone for quite a bit. Hopefully nothing too crazy happened.
Oh
I feel
no.
like every time I take a break, like, a war breaks
Yes,
out or something,
pretty
but
much.
thankfully that did not happen.
Right.
But at least we found out
Epstein client list doesn't exist. Justice Department says walking back theory. Bondi had promoted.
the real Epstein files were
Interesting.
the friends we made along the way.
What?
Welcome back to the ShoeOnHead channel. If it is your first time here, run.
Run.
I am ShoeOnHead, and on this channel I like to
Run.
cover cultural issues, mostly surrounding men's issues. It's what I've been doing for over a decade, and frankly, I'm exhausted. Many of you have been along for the ride, and you have seen me go from a chipper, lively 24-year-old making fun of BuzzFeed and Tumblr feminists, to a bitter, calloused 34-year-old talking about very real and growing men's issues. One of the main men's issues I have been covering in great detail lately has been the male loneliness epidemic.
Yes.
Yeah, but turns out I was wrong. We don't have a male loneliness epidemic. We have a male loser epidemic.
Oh,
it's
fantastic.
not a male loneliness epidemic. No, it's a male mediocrity epidemic. It's a male loser epidemic.
The male loser epidemic has gotten so bad that it's honestly so pathetic at this point.
As she just rubs baby oil all over her face. All right, let's see.
Now, I don't always talk about men's issues. No, sometimes I talk about politics, and sometimes I mix the two together. Now,
And
I know a lot of you
sometimes-
don't like politics. You don't care about politics.
We wait
But
to hit the
politics cares
button.
about you, and it will enter your life no matter how hard you try
Oh,
to
it's
avoid
true.
it. But thankfully, I have the perfect app
Here we
to
go.
help you.
Boom!
Thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad.
Oh, just stare more.
Now, let's
Stare
get back
more.
to the video. With all these issues men are facing, they seem to be moving to the right and the Republicans more, since the left and Democrats have essentially just become the young men eat and die movement. Months ago, I covered how the
Seemingly.
Democratic Party was losing young men, and I predicted Kamala Harris would lose in part because of young men overwhelmingly voting for Trump. And I was correct. Well,
Damn.
now the Democrats
I
have
didn't realize
unveiled
this was
their
going to be a
final
politics
solution
video.
to the right-wing male loser epidemic. Democrats spending millions to learn how to speak to American men and win back the working class. Democrats have blown millions of dollars on efforts to appeal to American men who turned to President Donald Trump in droves on Election Day in hopes of winning back the working class. Democrats.
Okay, so I want to point out, before, obviously now we're at 20 million, but if they're so out of touch with the people in the country, I mean, I feel like this is just a Ponzi scheme. They're just blowing the millions of dollars and then trying to claim that they're learning to speak to people that don't follow their party. Like, what? This is how you launder money. Not that, you know, they haven't been laundering tons and tons anyway on both sides, but that's beside the point. I try to stay away from politics, damn it.
Have spent
Shoo.
20 million on their efforts, with
Damn it,
donors
June.
and strategists holing up in luxury hotel rooms, brainstorming how to convince working
That's
class
what I'm
men
saying.
to return to the party.
Exactly.
Ah yes, nothing more relatable to working class men than luxury hotel rooms. Great job, guys. The plan? Codename SAM, or Speaking with American Men, a strategic plan. Promises to use the funds to study the syntax, language, and content that gains attention and virality in these spaces. The effort also recommends Democrats buy advertisement in video games, among other things.
I'll tell you right now, if you're putting advertisements in video games, I'm going to hate you even more. So, good luck with trying to get people to your side while ruining their entertainment.
Is treating young men like exotic animals they're studying. Now, as you can see here,
for the record, oh my god, it's oh, Asmongold, and he has, why do you have a bag of potting soil in your office? Oh, all right, bro. But no, I'm just gonna say that for every company, every political party, every anything. if you put advertisements in my escapism video games, I am going to hate you more than ever. I could absolutely love you as a product or organization currently. If you start ruining my escapism with advertisements, we are going to have problems.
Is the young man in his natural habitat, in a dark, messy cave surrounded by Taco Bell wrappers and empty Mountain Dew bottles.
Bro has a shit ton
Here
of
is another young
A1
man,
sauce.
as you can see, also dwelling in a dark cave. This one had...
Wait. I thought Destiny was vehemently on the left. What?
dyed his hair blue to scare off potential predators. Unfortunately, it also scares off potential mates. But moving on,
Damn.
here is another
no.
young man. We think. We're not
quite
sure about this one. We're still studying it. Listen, Democrats.
This one may or may not be called Nux.
Maybe you should, I don't know, actually listen to men. I listen to men for free all the time. All I have to do is read my comment section. Let's see here. ShoeOnHead is a perfect example of why we need to repeal the 19th. Greetings from Albania. I hate women so much it's unreal. Ooh, shoo, mommy, milkies, milkies, mommy. One time I got my penis stuck in a soda bottle. Okay, on second thought, maybe my comment section.
Wow, that was minorly terrifying.
Is not the best source.
Since Trump scored big with young male voters last election, Democrats are spending
this Satanist over here.
$20 million to learn how to speak their language. I think it's a waste of money. Maybe these guys should spend their money on teaching men to not be such sexists. Maybe that's
But the stats don't bear that out now.
Maybe The View should teach women to stop being such sexists as well. We can come to a happy medium where the sexes are equal, truly, and no one's trying to be above anyone else.
Look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to...
Where are those women? Honestly, where are they?
Live in mama's basement and order DoorDash.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh, no. The very night I was sitting on my couch writing the script to my video about how the Democrats are spending $20 million to relate to young men, this came on my TV on Fox News. A Tommy Lahren and Laura Ingraham segment about stay-at-home sons, men who still live at home. Literally minutes after this aired, it went absolutely viral on Twitter for not good reasons. So we are going to unpack this piece by piece. Because even though everyone was
very rarely does
fun
anything
of it,
go viral
saw,
on Twitter that
really
is for a good
dissecting
reason.
It and breaking down exactly why she was so egregiously wrong. So come join me in debunking the male loser epidemic. Because who else better equipped to talk about men's issues than two stupid blonde bimbos?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Also, did we literally just get through the intro almost 8 minutes in? Holy shit. Oh my... Two bleach blonde bimbos. Oh, there she's...
Stupid blonde bimbos.
Perfect.
Sorry.
Perfect.
I felt left out. Alright, let's go. Wait. I need my gamer fuel. See? I do drink it. That one's for you, Tectone.
It's a major problem. And you know, Speaker Johnson has been talking about those maybe deadbeat folks that are on Medicaid, and maybe some of those folks are the stay-at-home sons. We don't know. But I'll tell you this, leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkwardness as something cutesy, like a stay-at-home son. But Laura, I
don't know. I'm trying to unpack this in my mind as she's saying it, and the only thing that comes to mind is that the way the economy and everything is, jobs, whatnot, so many people are going to college, male and female, and coming out and determining that they can't get anything with their degrees due to AI and, you know, whatnot. Companies trying to save money by sending jobs overseas, companies trying to get people to program themselves out of a job so that they can just have a program running instead of paying somebody's salary. It's spooky out there, but at the same time, it feels like we live in a time where people are, where men specifically are shunned for trying to speak to women at random. Like, how do you meet a woman outside, you know, with the intent of getting past the friend zone if you're not able? I've heard some advice of, you know, become their best friend first. And yes, being a friend is important in a relationship, but at the same time, how are you going to jump the hurdle into not being a friend, into being more than a friend, if the advice is to not even ask a girl out until you're her best friend? I don't know, but that's my guess for why they're in the basement.
Tell you, this is also a big
That's my hope for why they're in the basement. If it's something other than that, I got nothing.
problem when it comes to, I think, declining birth rates, people not getting married and having children. You know, that's a big problem. They blame it on women. Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families. But there are a lot of young men out there.
Again, I ask, where are they? Where are these young women who want to have families, who want to get married and have monogamous, loyal relationships? I shudder to think where they are located, because it does not seem to be the U.S.
Who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And that's why we have declining birth rates and a lot of other problems in society. It's time to go out, get a job, breathe the fresh air, meet people in real life. Let's just get back to basics.
So first of all, this stay-at-home son thing is not a real thing. It was a random throwaway, self-deprecating joke some contestant on Jeopardy said. What?
Damn. It came from some jackass on Jeopardy calling, "What do you do, Bob?" "Well, I'm a stay-at-home son, Alex." How dare you?
One f***ing guy. Because I guess there's nothing else important going on that they could cover on the news. They literally made this into a fake phenomena so they can on young men. Meanwhile, Democrats are spending millions of dollars trying to win back young men.
I just want to point out, if I could do quotes easier, if I could do quotes for you guys, I would definitely do quotes for this situation, because I strongly doubt they're actually spending millions trying to, quote, win back young men. I feel like it's just an excuse to launder millions into other things. Oh! She vanished.
Oh no! The young men are leaving us in droves!
What is this look, Shue?
Don't worry, I got this. Hey, you fat, lazy, Cheeto dust-covered slobs. F you. Nice. Thanks. I love you. I love you too.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god. What the hell are you doing,
Is the
Shue?
amount of young men living home with their parents increasing? Yes.
Oh my.
Is it because they're lazy bums and just want to order DoorDash all day? No. And also, they're not paying for DoorDash, Tommy. They're financing it.
Yeah, no.
Come on.
That right there, the fact that there is a financing option for DoorDash, if you are doing so poorly that you are getting 4 payments for a burrito on DoorDash, your ass needs to get rid of your phone and go start grocery shopping like a normal person, because holy shit. Learn to cook. Save some damn money. Hello?
Get with the times.
There it is.
There are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order
No.
DoorDash. And that's why we have declining birth rates. It's time to go out, get a job, breathe the fresh air.
Have either of
False.
you tried applying for a
False.
job as a young man recently? Or tried buying a house on the salary of one of these young men? Have you
Correct.
experienced the dating market, been on the dating sites as a young man? No? Interesting.
Correct.
Okay. Just wondering. Listen, I know the average age of a Fox News viewer is like 70 nowadays, and you need to pander to them. Tell me, you're like 2 years younger than me. You know this shit isn't true. Why
Not
are
gonna
you
lie.
talking like?
Little one up for Shue here. Tommy's 2 years younger. I figured she was older than Shue. My God.
This. Why are you talking like a fucking boomer? I'm sorry, I have no other word for this, but I hate this like generational pick-me. I was born in the wrong generation. I'm not like those other young people. And you know
Okay,
what?
and?
She's not like those other young people. Not all young people can afford a nice nose job and lip filler and get a cushy job on Fox News based entirely on merit, I'm sure. The main problem with this
Correct.
brain-dead boomer-ass take is not only is it
Boomer-ass
cringe,
take.
but it's completely divorced from reality. This slop is specifically designed for people who paid like $5 for a f***ing house. And listen,
Wait,
not all boomers,
what?
okay?
$5 for... Okay, hold on. Coming? No. Give me the graph! Oh,
People who
Jesus.
paid like $5 for a
There it is. As my voice just goes crazy. I've been sick, mortals. Please forgive me. I mean, yeah, looking at the difference here, we've about tripled since here, and quadruple plus since here. My God.
house. And listen, not all boomers, okay? My parents are boomers. They are lovely people. A lot of you guys are boomers. But when the baby boomer generation sends its people, it is not sending their best. They are not sending you. They're sending people who have lots of problems. They're bringing the housing crisis. They're bringing wage stagnation. They're falling for AI-generated photos on Facebook. But some, I assume, are good people. But my God, I truly believe.
Well, that's the sad part. The amount of, just going back to the whole dating thing, the amount of quote-unquote women, and I don't say women quote-unquote because of, you know, trans people in this instance. I say quote-unquote women because it seems like half of these are just bots or people running bot accounts trying to scam you from other countries. I can't tell you the amount of people that I have gotten on the apps that are essentially trying to take you to WhatsApp within 2 minutes to scam you. It's insane.
They do not understand how good they had it. They could support a family on a single income. A single income from a job that didn't require a college degree. Their leaders didn't prostitute away their economic future for some cheap plastic shit from China. They inherited the greatest economy known to man, and they pretend it's a paradise that they earned. I just don't understand, like, why don't boomers and spiritual boomers like Tommy Lauren see people struggling and go, wow, I wish I could fix this. They should have it better than I had it. And you wonder why so many millennials and Zoomers don't want kids. I want to make the world a better place for my children. I want to make the world a better place for my children. Ugh. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you spoiled brat.
Holy shit. It's so real.
Children? Not happening.
Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem.
Madam, what do men have to choose from? Because the women's choices generally seem to be the top 1% of men. The guys who run around looking like Ryan Gosling 24/7 with millions of dollars. You watch some of these things and these women are over here like, oh yeah, the normal amount of money that every man has to make per month is $600,000 to $1 million. It's like, madam, who the hell even does that? Are you in line trying to find the clone of a younger, I don't know, George Clooney, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk? It's not going to happen.
Problem in America, but it's the feminization of men.
Young men are becoming lazy because they're becoming feminized.
So women are lazy?
They're becoming lazy because they act more like women? What did she mean by this, chat? I know there's like a decrease in testosterone or something happening.
Oh, there is.
Men are moving right-wing all over the world. Does that correlate with the feminization? Or, I mean, there are suspiciously a lot of far-right femboys, so...
What the fuck is that?
Maybe. But here's the thing, Tammy. There is
absolutely
no evidence that young women want to
I need some eye bleach.
start families more than young men. None. In fact, all the data says the exact f***ing opposite. According to Pew Research, 64% of women younger than 50 say they just don't want to have children. No reason, they just don't want them. Versus 50% of men who say the same. Another study by Archbridge Institute shows the same. 63% of women without children said they have no desire to have a child, while only 50% of men said the same. For men, the most commonly cited factor was personal finance. But among women, the strongest reason not to have a child was their desire to maintain their personal independence.
I mean, the finance thing is crazy. You just go back to that graph where she showed the medium income by comparison to the medium cost for a house. And yeah, no, I can say myself, being a vampire who slept for over 100 years and lost all of my finances, I can agree that wanting to start a family is a little scary when it comes to financial issues. But on a greater point, it's really just finding the biggest thing is probably just finding the right woman.
Basically, they don't want to give up their brunch and mimosas. They've been ass-blasted with propaganda their whole lives, telling them their lives will be ruined, their bodies will be ruined, they'll never have fun again.
Bend over, I'm gonna tell you how your bodies and your lives are gonna be ruined. I'm gonna ass-blast you. Thank you, Shue.
They'll be miserable forever if they have children. And as someone who has had a children, best decision I've ever made.
She has had the children.
Highly recommend, would do it again. But yes, this idea that men are the ones primarily responsible for the low birth rates is laughable. We're laughing over here. But honestly, it's not really women or men's fault.
Forget about
There are
it.
a lot of factors that play into this. But Tommy, I really gotta ask, is it men or is it you?
This is going to be the summer of canceling boys.
Here we
All
go.
of my friends are attractive. All of my friends are successful. All of my friends have something going on. Almost every single one of them have an issue with men. But if all of these women, including myself, are having issues, then I have to think it might not be us. It might be you. It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and they're not any better in the Midwest. Quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country.
My friends are successful. Men don't give a shit about that. They'd marry a Walmart cashier if she was nice to them.
Correct. Honestly, most men, in my experience, as a man, men don't give a shit about how successful you are. Some of us would, of course, like you to have a functional brain, but generally we like you to be attractive and caring, loving, loyal. Loyal is a big one.
I think men between the ages of 20 and 30 are not ready, in most cases, for marriage, are usually not ready to be husbands and fathers.
That's a cultural issue. So, look,
No, I would actually, back to your point, I think it's a biological thing.
So let me get this.
It's a biological thing. So what she's suggesting is that it's just inherently something in men, which if that were the case, wouldn't humanity have died out millennia ago?
Straight. Men are all trash and won't commit and won't leave mommy's basement, and they're destroying the birth rates. But also young men are biologically incapable of commitment and being parents. What? But wait, there's more. She also believes women don't have to bring anything to the table.
And as a woman, I want a strong man who is a protector and a provider that will go to war if need be, that will protect me, protect my family, make money. But I don't think a man needs to get something out of it to be a manly man, a protector,
Wilson's
and a provider.
here.
If you think you need to get something out of it, I quite frankly don't consider you a real man.
Never before in history have women demanded so much and offered so little. So before we get deeper into this retarded, manufactured, stay-at-home son narrative, let's check the Facebook comments of this Fox News video, because I am really interested to see what the typical Fox News viewer thinks about this. If the women are anything like these two, I can hardly blame the men for staying home and not wanting to date them. Blame, blame, blame. These two women have a combined age of 93, and they have 0 children between both of them. You both have repugnant personality types, so listening to this was like male birth control to me. My goodness, boomers are ruthless. Bunch of sissies. I served 6 years.
Male
2 years
birth
in
control,
Southeast Asia after
fantastic.
Vietnam was over. When I was 18, rent was $450, and I could afford to get my own place.
Yeah, now it's like $3,000.
She's so spot on. Nothing screams I'm a loser run
$3,000, while you'll be lucky to make $3,000 a month somewhere.
from me than a guy living at home in his parents' house with his 12-year-old boy's bedroom decor at age of 30. Thank God we raised our sons
Judging from that picture, she's probably in her 50s.
to be men who grew up, lived on their own, found their soulmate, got married, bought a beautiful home, and started a family. I was out the door at 18, worked on the assembly line at Dodge and in the Air Force at 19, never went back home. I can't relate to this. Yes, we know you people can't relate. We know. But the world has changed. Why can't you people get this through your heads? I will never let my son stay home. I'm trying to push them out of the nest. Okay, I really gotta ask, is this an Anglo thing?
An Anglo thing?
Kicking your kid out when they turn 18 years old? My Mediterranean mind cannot comprehend this. And honestly, why the f would a man leave home, leave his mother's cooking, for a woman who probably can't cook? Not me, though. Personally, I can cook amazing homemade meals. I'll have you know I am a great trad wife.
Dino Nuggies! Nice. Jesus. Pours half of it on the damn table.
The only one pushing this
Bone apple teeth. Jesus Christ, June.
stupid, lazy young men go get a job bullshit. Mike Johnson did it referencing 29-year-old men playing video games all day. Steve Scalise did it with 35-year-old men playing video games all day. And just the other night, I saw this on my TV. Again.
A Wall Street Journal headline got our attention. The new dream job for...
Sorry, did he just say Wall Street General? The new dream job for young men is a stay-at-home son. How? That's not a job, jackass.
young men, stay-at-home son. It's a phrase that's taken off since 27-year-old Brendan Leo won $59,000 on Jeopardy. And he has a master's degree in political science, but he's unemployed. Grow up, get a job, get a wife, build a family.
Just get a wife, bro. Just get a job, bro.
Oh, get a job? Yeah. Just get a job? Why don't I strap on my job helmet and squeeze down into a job cannon and fire off into Jobland? Where jobs grow on jobbies.
The term welfare queen must have fell out of fashion with Republicans. Because it seems even they know the approved safe demographic to go after now. Because it's very obvious what demographic they are talking about when they say young men in their basements playing video games. This just get a job lazy attitude is not surprising, but it's especially funny coming from Fox News of all places. Fox News that spends so much time yapping about immigrants taking American jobs. Fox News will talk for years about how Americans are being screwed out of the workforce. But when this issue manifests itself in Gen Z, suddenly it's a moral failure. The fact is, a lot of American jobs held by men are being lost to automation, offshoring, and yes, cheap foreign labor.
100%.
Companies and billionaires would rather have cheap labor that they can...
No, without a doubt, this is definitely happening. Telling people to just go get a job is unfortunately not a thing, especially when higher end jobs are being offshored or automated, and then all those people are coming down to the lower end jobs in the same spectrum trying to get a job. At which point, you know, all the new people and the lower end people are coming in trying to compete with the people that have like 50 years of experience and bachelor's, master's, doctorates, all these things. And everybody's competing for the same damn job.
Essentially abuse, not pay fair wages to, just good little worker drones who won't unionize, rather than hire American workers for a living wage. The cheaper the labor they hire, the more money they make. I remember when Bernie Sanders called open borders a Koch brothers conspiracy.
Open borders? That's a Koch brothers proposal, which says essentially there is no United States.
But it would make a lot of the global poor richer, wouldn't it?
And it'd make everybody in America poor. Then you're doing away with the concept of a nation state.
Yeah.
Where'd that guy go? A lot of these jobs being taken are jobs traditionally held by men, like construction and factory jobs, manual labor work. But it's not just manual labor jobs, it's also the tech industry and business industry, which are careers also mainly held by men. There are many examples of this, such as Microsoft recently cutting thousands of American workers while requesting 14,000 more H-1B workers this year. Some of those job positions include data scientists, which are 70% men,
They are essentially trying to get cheaper workers in so that they can undercut those people and pay them less and still expect the same kind of work.
Software developers, which are 80% men.
I need to not open this damn rabbit hole because I could go on for so long ranting about this.
And electronic engineers, which are 90% men, and many more like that. Another example of this was Tesla, where roughly 15,000 American employees were fired in April 2024, and many were replaced with H-1B visa holders. On Twitter, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy tried to chalk this up to these immigrants just simply being the best and the brightest.
You know, I had heard about that, and it really throws me off because Wasn't there something like in the last year when Elon was trying to help Trump win? Wasn't he one of the people trying to suggest that we need to keep jobs here? But with this, it would suggest he's not saying keep jobs here for Americans. He's saying keep jobs here so he can import more people to undercut the livelihood of Americans.
Yeah, okay. You're paying them less for longer hours and more work, and they're willing to deal with it in order to stay in the country. It's coercive, exploitative, and, dare I say, not very America first. When conservatives confronted Elon Musk for this last year, he told somebody, and I quote, "Take a big step back and yourself in the face. I will go to war on this issue, the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend." So when it comes to replacing American workers in manual labor with cheap foreign labor, it's deport, deport, deport. But when it comes to replacing his American workers with cheap foreign labor, it's yourself in the face. Interesting. There's also affirmative action and DEI, which are other things Fox News always pisses and shits about. But suddenly, when the conversation is about Gen Z men, the demographic of people who are victims of these things, suddenly these things just like don't exist anymore.
Yeah,
then
they
it's,
evaporate.
Oh, young men are all just lazy. They just want to be in their parents' basement, ordering DoorDash and playing video games. But it's not.
Can we clone her? ShoeOnHead cloning program immediately. Let's get some DNA from like 10 years ago. Just flood the market with some traditional wives. Oh my god. This girl right here.
Just
Sorry, I'm not simping. I'm not simping. I promise. I promise. I'm not. I'm not.
Taking your jobs.
Maybe a little bit. Shut up.
I am not beating the allegations with this one. The brown people are not taking your jobs, okay? It's not their fault. They're just cheaper. Aim upwards. But it's not just the brown people taking your jobs. It's the women, too. Many of the dying industries are male-dominated, while many of the growing industries are female-dominated, and stigma around these jobs being woman jobs usually stops men from working them. Women are overwhelmingly entering and excelling in college and the workforce, and they're more flexible about job position and pay, while young men usually hold out for higher-paying, higher-position jobs that will make them the breadwinner. Because you see, despite the world progressing and the role of women changing, the role of men has not changed. Every woman is a feminist until the dinner bill comes. But what's crazy is, women might be the ones paying that dinner bill soon. A study from the UK found women aged 22 to 29 earned about 1,000 more annually than men, completely reversing the traditional gender pay gap for this
What about the wage gap? What about the wage gap?
Age group. In the US, a 2022 Pew Research Center analysis showed that women under 30 out-earned men in many metropolitan areas, with median earnings at or above 100% of men's in cities like New York and Washington, D.C. That may not sound like a lot of money now, but it's a growing trend that has never been seen before. It's so bad that it's really starting to affect the dating world. American women have never been this resigned to staying single. They are responding to major demographic shifts, including huge and growing gender gaps in economic and educational attainment, political affiliation, and beliefs about what family should look like.
That's something to think of. Most women don't want to date a guy who makes less than them in the world. That's why they always shoot for people, you know, up there, movie stars, celebrities, the Chads of the world. But, you know, when the majority of men can't make that much money, I mean, if you look at it statistically, there are only so many of these high earning jobs. Because most of these, to get such high earning jobs, you have to corner the market in certain places. And if everybody can corner the market, there's no corner in the market, which puts everybody at the same median again, which makes you average.
More women than men are attending college, buying houses, and focusing on their friendships and careers over dating and marriage. The challenges of finding a romantic partner have been made more complicated by a growing divide in education and career prospects between men and women. In 2024, 40% of American women ages 25 to 34 had a bachelor's degree, according to Pew, compared to 37% of men. A bachelor's degree increases net lifetime earnings
So many receipts here.
by an estimated 1 million. Women are doing comparatively well when it comes to education in their early years in the labor force, and men are doing comparatively badly. Men's economic struggles seem to be having the biggest effect on women.
Sorry.
without a college degree, whose marriage rates by 45 have plummeted to 52% for those born between 1930 and 1980, according to research by Cornell University. Young men without a degree are struggling so much as a group that there simply aren't enough with steady jobs and earnings for non-college women to date.
So, men are struggling, and it's a woman's problem that men are struggling, is what I'm hearing. Fun times.
Men are poor, women most affected. Modern women are no longer tied to their gender role. Birth control has freed them from the prison that is their biology, and they are making their own money, sometimes more than men. They can have it all. They can do anything. They can be anything. While at the same time, men are still expected to be the provider. And more importantly, many men still want to be the provider, but they can't. And women, though strong and independent, still want men to be the provider.
And as a woman, I want a strong man who is a protector and a provider that will go to war if need be, that will protect me, protect my family, make money.
Basically, men are like, we're worried we're not making enough money. And women are like, we're worried men are not making enough money. Hello class, I am Miss OnHead. I am
Miss OnHead.
Your teacher. Today she was arrested for molesting a 12-year-old boy. So today we are learning about the graph. This is the growth in productivity.
So growth in productivity and hourly compensation since 1984. So the expectation looks like it has productivity skyrocketing. They want you to do so much more. Over almost 150% more work for your hours, while giving only 15% in addition to compensation since 1972.
Hourly compensation graph. And you can trace almost everything bad happening in society back to this graph. As you can see, productivity increased while compensation barely grew over the same time period. Notice they tracked very closely up until around 1972. Now, what happened around 1972, class? Well, the top marginal tax rate was reduced from 70% in 1964 to 50% by 1981. The federal minimum wage began to stagnate. Income going to the 1% rose from 9% in the 60s to 16% in 2023. CEOs also went from making 20 times more than the average worker to making 350 times more than the average worker. Anything else? Anything else happen around 1972? Yes, Jimmy, that is correct. Women joined the workforce around this time.
Oh my God.
We don't have to get into that.
So I wasn't wrong.
The fact is, hard work no longer guarantees success, and the will to work is tied to the fruits of your labor. And young men are fed up today because 90% of that fruit is rotten. Now, is there some truth to modern young people being lazy? Sure, I guess. Every generation had lazy people. And we do basically live in late-stage mouse utopia, after all. Young people today are faced with two options. Revolution or escapism. And a lot of them are choosing escapism. Many have basically given up, but it's not like they didn't try. They tried, and
that's why we're here on Twitch.
Isn't worth the squeeze, whether it's college, dating, or the job market. And in a way, many young men are kind of choosing revolution, the never-before-seen large shift.
What's the matter with young male voters? Kamala Harris loses the election to Donald Trump. Disaffected young men will inevitably shoulder much of the blame for the simple reason that the children are our future, and nothing is scarier than angry dudes. What?
The right word in young men is a small revolution in a way.
What?
They're saying, this isn't working for me, this sucks, I hate this, I want something different. This is also manifesting on the Democrat side in general. The young men that are still voting left are voting further left. You saw this recently in New York City, where Zohran Mamdani, a self-proclaimed Democratic socialist, won the Democratic primary. Young men are tired of the establishment, left and right. They're tired of the system, and they want to burn it down and start again. They want something that works for them, because this is not working for them.
If you wake up one morning and you find yourself in a society where 23-year-olds...
She pulled Tucker over. Oh, God.
...with 4-year college degrees and, like, initiative, who aren't smoking weed every day, if they can't make enough to buy a car, much less a home, much less get married, much less have children, then why should you be surprised when half of them say they prefer socialism.
Huh.
I have to agree. That's definitely a situation. Because it makes sense. Like, there are a couple people, not all of them in America, of course. I don't remember the name of the guy in America, but there was a CEO in America who basically dropped his take-home profit, his earnings, to the same level as, I believe, the rest of his workers. And that company has been thriving ever since. There was another one who dropped his, I think he dropped, in Japan, he dropped his earnings down to like a tenth of what they were or something. I mean, it's still 90K, but in doing so, he was able to save his business, keep all his workers on, and the business is still thriving even through COVID. You know, there is a point where you have to agree that somebody taking home billions of dollars a year while going out of their way to make their workers suffer is ridiculous. There is such a thing as fruits of your labor, while also recognizing that the people around you are helping you get that labor done.
Fox News should hire that guy. There is an entire generation of fighting-aged men who are enraged and feel like they have nothing to live for. You should probably start caring. When they saw this airing on Fox News, they saw an angry woman nagging in their faces about how everything wrong in the world is
an
their
angry
fault,
woman nagging in their faces.
An all-too-familiar thing they have been hearing for far too long. But unfortunately for Democrats, nobody under the age of 60 watches Fox News, so this is not really going to have an effect on young men whatsoever. So keep that $20 million.
Well, I mean, who cares about that statement on Fox News? It's not helping anybody. It's her just saying that everybody's a loser and that all men need to do better, without actually providing any solutions. It's the equivalent of somebody walking into a pitch black room, standing next to a light switch and being like, it's dark in here, it needs to be brighter, but they refuse to turn on the light switch. I mean, if you're not going to offer any solutions, get the hell off the stage.
You might still need it, unless we get dragged into another war in the Middle East. If we do get dragged into another war in the Middle East, young men might come running back to the Democratic Party. Maybe not. maybe not even a George Bush II electric boogaloo will have men coming back to the Democratic Party. Hopefully we don't find out. And as I'm editing this right now, a lot of young people, even the podcast bros, seem pretty upset about the Epstein thing, but we know Democrats won't take advantage of the situation in order to protect
I love that he's
Clintons,
wearing
so
a tinfoil hat.
But we'll see, I guess. Hold on one second.
Wait, is that like a tinfoil yarmulke? What the hell is going on in that picture?
That's better. So that was that video. What do you think of the male loser epidemic? Do you agree with Tommy Lauren? Is it all men's fault? Leave your comments below. I read them all. I am probably reading them right now as you type them.
Oh,
wait,
no.
Don't write that. No. You can't say that. No, it doesn't matter if it's with an A.
You can't say that on the internet.
Please subscribe. And
even if you do it in lead speech.
On Patreon, or leave a little tip with a little tip jar down below. I'll give it a little heart. It helps the channel, and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys again soon with a new video, a new slop video, because I know you gremlins love that shit.
All right, so Shoe is cooking as always. Makes so much sense. God, I'm looking back at the average male fantasy picture over here, and I still can't believe that that's... Though they do kind of coincide. You look at the average male fantasy in that one, and all we talked about was, you know, a loving woman that was supportive and that you could protect and support yourself. And then we have the women coming out, they're all losers, they don't make enough money, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, there's... point at which when the women are making all the money, they really need to start taking the male perspective on dating, where a guy will say he's making $100,000 a year. He walks into a Starbucks, sees a cute barista, and asks her out because he doesn't care about how successful she is. But at the end of the day, Shoe makes some great content, some very on-point content in some places, and it's entertaining or outraging in certain ways. I'm not sure. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know if there are other videos you want me to react to. Hopefully I'll be feeling better soon. And you can always catch me on Twitch if you want to see the live video content. I'm always down for more people coming and chatting while we play. Until next time, mortals, remember to be kind to yourselves and each other. And never forget that good sip.